If you were not doing In Pursuit of Music, what do you think you would be doing?
Film. Film or cooking.
Okay. With the COVID-19 situation, which is, I know we're all sick of talking about, but I think it has changed things in our lives in a major way. And I wanted to know, being an artist, hearing from another artist, how this has changed the way you work, or has it changed the way you worked, and how has it made you more innovative in the fact that we have to kind of be secluded in a sense, and things are moving slow.
I got to fucking finish YK2 in 2 years. That's pretty much, yeah. So it did like wonders for me in the creative process because I got to finally like sit down and like finally crank this out. If honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, if COVID-19 didn't happen, my project probably would have dropped either like now, like around like Halloween, November-ish, or like it would have dropped in 2021. That's just fact. For some reason, like when COVID-19 happened and like I just had all this unfortunate free time, because I couldn't make money at my day job. But in general, it kind of helped when I could like really sit down and focus because I was at my most creative at that point in time. So I was really just trying to like finish this fucking album, and so I finally was able to get it done. Because I was stressing over it for a long time. I had a lot of finishing touches to put onto it, and like a lot of polishing to do, and like I got it done, man, and like it makes me feel so good because like I did a lot of work on them. So
has the internet helped you promote yourself in this time, or has it hindered you through the impact of COVID-19?
100% helped me better. People are at home not doing jack shit. And so when I can send them something from like a friend that they know and they're like, you know what, I have the time, I'll check it out, and they get that fucking message back like 2 minutes later, like, this is fucking awesome. What the hell? Like, I didn't know you were making music this good, bro. Yeah, it's been good.
So with all the changes, what would you want to change in the industry of how the industry worked, and why would you want to change it?
Stop fucking paying artists less than fucking like 7% of 1 cent for a fucking play on streaming, unless they're like literally like making like kudo like buko like fucking dollars like Drake. Like Drake makes 1 billion streams like a song release. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could at least like spare some of the money you make off of Drake for like the independent artists that can barely hit 1,000 because your fucking shitty algorithm on fucking Spotify doesn't work. But in general, I just think streaming in general just needs to get flushed out like a lot more. We're at a like point where there's a market that like just has so much demand that there's like kind of like a monopoly stronghold on it. So I think that's the thing that needs to get like flushed out in the music industry the most right now. That and like obviously always artist contracts, but definitely streaming for sure.
When you say artist contract, what do you mean in changing?
Artists owning their stuff.
Okay.
For the most part, artists not getting screwed over by label lawyers and stuff. Like, cause when the label uses their own lawyer for an artist to read through their contract, that lawyer is not going to tell them what's what a 360 deal is, or the fact that like the label will need interest kickback with their freaking advance when you pay it back to them if you don't pay it back in full by the time the album release and does like X, Y, and Z. Like I think a lot more trust between a label and a artist needs to be made. Like it's not really there at all. Like yeah, artists just need to like be able to negotiate their contracts better and be able to have the chance to negotiate their contracts better, I think, as well.
As far away from the music a little bit, and then come back to it, how would you say, out of the people that you named that inspired you, what would those people's superpower be in your mind? And what is your superpower in life?
I guess Donald Glover would be like jack of all trades. This man literally like touches anything and it's fucking gold. And like it's like low key mad bias. Like almost it's pretty mad bias. Cause that's like my hero. But in general, it's like a lot of the stuff that he's done, he receives nothing but like high praise for, high criticism for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this dude. All right, so like Rogue from X-Men, how she literally just like take people's powers and stuff and like just leave them, and she don't even have to touch them. Like she literally just be like across the room, like I want that. She can take physical abilities, all that stuff. Like I swear this dude like either has her ability or he's got like that joint from Space Jam when like all the like the Monstars stole all the freaking like basketball abilities from like all the greats like freaking Charles Barkley. That was hilarious. Like that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? He probably like has something like that where like he's able to like use his surroundings, use his tools as his ability to like create something like insane, just unheard of, like something new, like every single time. I don't know, man. Like Saba's like a really good like he's like a really good lyricist. Like this dude's like just got a way with words. He's like probably got one of like them Kilgrave like abilities where like he can like just tell people what to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got like a silver tongue, bro. Like man, there's a lot of people. I think 6 people.
Yeah, but what would you say about yourself? What would that superpower be?
For myself though, I like intuitive aptitude a lot. That's like the thing I think about a lot. I'm able to observe things relatively well and like absorb them and repurpose them in my own way for myself. But I can't take something that's like someone's singing voice. I can't emulate their own singing voice. I can only emulate my own singing voice. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about intuitive aptitude. You can take physical, abilities by like just learning them. You watch it once time, you're like, oh, so that's how you do that move. Okay, I just do like, all right, sweet. And then, but there's something like you can like analyze things just by looking at it. Be like, okay, so I see these numbers, so this is the equation. Okay, so it's this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? You can just break down things just by an instant glance just because you observe things well enough or you, like, just have an extensive knowledge of things. And then, like, you can just regurgitate them, basically, for yourself. There's also the fact that, like, you just can't emulate someone else's powers. Like, you can have a knowledge of, like, what their ability does by watching it enough and then be like, okay, so these are the weaknesses for that and blah, 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 based off of these, information. But you can't copy that power. So that's the cool thing about it. It's like, I can't copy anybody else, but I can literally, like, analyze how they do something, reapply it to myself, and then do the same exact thing, but different in my own regard.
So, I wanted to know, out of all the music that you've written yourself, what is your least favorite song that you've written? And what is your most favorite song that you've written?
I guess, fuck, I don't even know, man. I guess my most favorite that I've written currently, probably like Jay Rose's. Honestly, it took me a lot to write that. It took me a lot to sing that. That was one of the main things that pretty much, like, I had to get over a specific wall with that song in order to, like, write the rest of the freaking project. Like, I had to, like, kind of really bear down with my voice and, like, learn how I was going to use it in order to even, like, do the song, let alone the rest of the project when I'm, like, singing on half of it. So, yeah, Jay Rose would be my favorite, I guess, currently. Least favorite... Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Virginity. Virginity is always one that I always listen to, and I'm like, I cringe so fucking hard. The fact that that song even exists, even though the full version of it that I know exists because I wrote it, does not exist on record, but I hear it every time it plays, and I like don't. Yeah, I kind of wish I didn't write that song, or I wrote it different, or I didn't really jack somebody's flow basically on it. That song was just like, it was just something I needed to write, but it's not good. It's not good. It's not like great.
So, you've described your music, you've described your style, you've also talked about your creative process. Now, I want to know, the burning question is this: what does BdotJeff stand for?
So BdotJeff. So BdotJeff, ultimately is just a different way of spelling the full name, which is BabyJeff. BabyJeff transcended from just the spelling it all out, BabyJeff, to B.Jeff, like J. Cole is just J. Cole. It was supposed to be B.Jeff, but the way you spell my name is B.Jeff, so I would always say my name's B.Jeff, but it's spelled B.Jeff. And then so people start calling me B. over and over again, B. and I'm like, yo, my name is B.Jeff, it's not B.Jeff. But also my handle on social media was all B.Jeff301 as well. So yeah, it was just kind of like a branding thing that ended up sticking. I ended up spelling it originally B***Jeff because the two asterisks in between a word on the internet pretty much means it's a symbol, or that it's like you're doing something, or like you're symbolizing something that's like you can't only express in text. So it's like I can't say. So it's like I'm saying my name's B.Jeff, but it's a dot. It's not dot. But fucking trying to get people to spell an asterisk in the name on social media all the time is really stupid. No one wants to do that. They just want to spell it with a space. So I stopped spelling it like that and just have it as one long word. B.Jeff. Makes it real easy, real simple. All right, where it came from. My name is Wade Jeffrey Blair II. I'm named after my father, Wade Jeffrey Blair. Growing up, my dad was called Jeff. The reason why my dad's name is Wade is because my grandmother, his mother's last name, her maiden name, was Wade. And it was pretty much a way of keeping the family name in the family by naming one of her sons pretty much after her surname or whatever. And so, knowing that, they never called my dad Wade. They always called my dad Jeff because that's his middle name is Jeffrey. And so my dad was going as Jeff throughout his entire life until he went to college, when he started like just introducing himself as Wade. My grandma had nicknamed me Baby Jeff, and so she has since passed. But as pretty much a symbol to her, I'd had my name be Baby Jeff pretty much since I kind of started doing music full time as like of 2013ish. She did not pass in 2013, but she was a huge inspiration behind the name, and then she had passed a couple of years later.
I think that's really cool, actually. Great story. Okay, one of the last things I want to know is about your upcoming events, if you have any, and where can people find you?
I ain't doing shit soon. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm working on features, so you'll see me featured on a few people's shits. I'm working on some bonus tracks from YK2, some shits that didn't make the cut, some ideas that I had for it that I hadn't flushed out or finished or even gotten to, so I'm fucking working on that. I'm not performing jack shit anywhere so far. You never know though. Might catch me popping up somewhere. Might be doing a live stream here and there. That's just kind of how I work. But yeah, you can find me everywhere at BdotJeff301. That's all social medias. I say that after every single thing, the exact same way. Again, BdotJeff301. Super simple. Or you can go to my website, BdotJeff.com. That's BdotJeff.com. Really easy. And yeah, that's me. I'm BdotJeff. Hey.
Great interview. That's great. Thank you, Wade.
No problem. Yeah.
Always stay on my